My latest project has been my Sidewinder machines. I think that's the best, the most innovative thing I've made so far. Um, what makes it neat is I've had a few um, artists wanting to use rotaries and for lining, and then they come back and say, "Yeah, I can't line with your rotary because I want to line off the tip. I don't like having to push the line in. I just want to graze the skin and put this line in effortlessly." And I started playing around. I had an idea kicking around quite a few years ago, but I just didn't have the building experience to make it. But basically, I created this rotary where it there's a lot of force right off the very tip of the needle. Like at the bottom of the stroke is a very prominent punch, and it has give just like a coil machine, a little bit stiffer than a coil, but uh, you basically get that same feel. But it sounds like a coil, but it's a fraction of the sound. And when you turn it up real high and run it hard and fast, it still doesn't sound like you're going to destroy somebody. Even though it's hitting harder than a normal coil machine, it doesn't sound like it. So that the illusion that it's not hitting as hard or something's there.
Right.
But I just kind of keep. I guess as I progress as a tattooer, I just want stuff that just gets down to business. Like I want to be able to take a 14 liner and just put it in without even trying, and with the same machine, use a 3 liner or a 7 or a 15 mag, and just be able to get down to business. And I don't want to have to wrestle with the skin to try to get it to go. And
is that where this whole rotary thing for you started? It was just a desire to figure out an easier way of dealing with the variable of skin?
Yeah. Well, I was building coils before, and I did that, and it was never anything I did seriously. Like I tried doing it serious, but the problem is I built a coil machine, and I could get it after fucking with it for 2 weeks. I could get it to run right, and then it wouldn't run right, and then I'd try to make another one just like it, and it'd be a totally different machine, even though I did everything the same, and I was getting so frustrated with it. Like I could never see myself being a reputable builder building coil machines. Because I could never consistently make it, and I didn't understand. Like I'm still learning, and I actually have a coil machine design in the works that I'm kind of tinkering with.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah, but I'll get to that later. But yeah, I got into rotaries because I just had some friends of mine that I respected as tattoo artists. They got into rotaries and they wanted me to build them some, and they're just direct drives, and they liked them, and but they didn't like how chintzy they were, and it was like a bolt-on kind of thing. So if the motor came loose, then everything's out of alignment. And so anyways, I made them some, and then I got into the rotaries. I always used to think rotaries are kind of gay, and mainly it's just like the look of 99% of rotaries. It's just like they look like they've been pooped out of a spaceship or something. There's nothing there, and I don't even know why they have to like. I can't imagine that tattoo artists even like that look. Like it doesn't seem to go with that like look of tattoo art. This soulless looking piece of aluminum. But anyways, that's all my opinion. I'm kind of stuck in my ways, I guess. But so yeah, I started making these things, and I was excited that like I could kind of bring back something like aesthetically, that was lacking in the rotary field, but also functionality. I saw where it's an untapped deal. Like pretty much in coil machines, like everything's kind of been done, and so now you got people arguing over if their tube vise looks like so and so's or not, and like I'm on to bigger, better things. I'm like trying to create new function, and in the rotary world, there's still quite a bit of room to like innovate and create things and create a new machine that does something specific. Or
for those listeners that don't know, break down the difference between what kind of rotaries are there, and are there different uses for the different styles of rotary?
Yeah, you know, like, okay, the most basic, and the one that a lot of people, like, when they get into building rotaries, they go for the direct drive machines. And, you know, that was, you know, I think the first tattoo machine ever invented was a direct drive, basically, you know, just on a cam, and it, you know, goes in a circle and kind of goes up and down. And it's like, you know, for some people it's a great machine, and other people they're weirded out by it, and there's, you know, there's a little bit that goes into the setting up the machine to, you know, so it doesn't all chatter and spit ink everywhere. I'm kind of like off and on with them, but anyways, it's a good, you know, like, it's just your basic tool. A lot of people are starting to really like them for stipple shading, since that's getting really popular. And the fact that it has no give to it, it's just a solid hit. And when it goes down, it kind of goes in at an angle and comes out at an opposite angle, so it kind of works the needles in the skin a little bit. And so you can get quite a bit of punch out of it, and it works good when you run the machine really low and then stipple shading, kind of like whip shading with a 3-liner or something. I've really gotten into that, and that's what I like them for.
I love it. That's what I initially got my very first rotary for, was to stipple with it, and it's still what I use. I still do use a direct drive rotary for that. And where did it develop from the direct drive? From there, it went to
the armature bar style is the next kind that a lot of people will make, you know, and a lot of people make those because, you know, you can buy parts for like stealth rotaries or whatever, you know, and they sell the cams and the connecting links and stuff, so it's not that hard to, you know, get a motor and get an armature bar and, you know, kind of connect it all. And, you know, so that's like another one, that like another basic machine. I kind of when I went to the armature bar style, like, that's like my flagship machine. That's the one that, like, that's what everybody asks for up until now with the Sidewinder. Now that's just ridiculous. But with that, I've kind of taken it to like another level of, you know, like adding a little bit more function into the armature bar, and so it hits a little different than just a standard up and down no give kind of a bar rotary. And there's quite a few little tricks that you know, to throw in. And the funny thing is, when I got them, I was using these direct drive flywheels, and I was using that as the flywheel to move the mechanism. And when I made it, I needed to change the stroke. I was like, I have all these little flywheels, but I don't want to be set with a stroke. I need a different stroke length. And you know, walking my dog, a lot of my ideas come from walking my dog in the morning, and like, oh shit, and I figured out a way to basically make an adjustable stroke out of it. And when I did make the adjustable stroke, I found that I could really learn a lot about like what stroke does what, and what I can do with this and what I can do with that. So yeah, that kind of, I put an armature bar rotary on the market that had an adjustable stroke and had a little bit of dampening built into it, and it just kind of exploded. You know, there's a lot of functionality in it. People could line with it, and you know, so it ended up, you know, kind of getting me where I'm at right now. You know what's funny about that? Like, I sometimes have an easier time if somebody brings in a shitty reference of like some heart and key locket, and they want something. You know, I could be like, oh wait, let me draw something, and I can just take that and I can almost just throw it in the trash and then make something way better. But like, I get the idea. They want a heart and key, and they kind of like this little element, so I can, you know, emphasize that. And it's easy. But like, what's hard for me is I have other clients of mine who actually know what good tattoos are, and they go and find the most badass fucking tattoos, and they bring it to me. I love this. I want this, and it's like, oh my god! And I even know the person. You know, like, you know, maybe they bought a machine from me or something, or you know, they would kind of like follow each other on Instagram. Like, fuck, as much as I just want to like just do it exactly like that, it's like I can't. And like, I'll spend more time trying to like not draw like what they ask, you know, like, how do I like do this but not do this, and how do I not step on somebody's toes and create something new, and it makes it hard. It's when the reference they bring in is shitty, you can always make it look better.